All right, guys, here is the second part of today's lesson. It's pretty easy. It's just going to be ratios, okay? So go ahead and press pause. You can copy it all down. I know it's a lot of writing, but go ahead and copy it down and come back and I'll explain. All right. Leave my pens there. Okay, so what is a ratio? A ratio is a comparison of two quantities, okay? So you're comparing two things, like boys to girls, apples to oranges, and things like that, okay? And there are actually three ways you can write ratios, okay? You can use the colon, so A to B. You can use a fraction. A fraction is actually a ratio, okay? A over B, or you can actually write it out in word form, A to B, okay? All three of these are ways you can write the ratio. Now, or you can see actually the answers as well too. So let's go ahead and do the first example together so you can see how to write them, how to answer the questions, all right? So the scenario is Aiden opens a bag of jelly beans and counts them. He counts 10 total. There are 2 green jelly beans, 4 yellow jelly beans, and the rest are red, okay? Now, using the information, we're gonna go ahead and answer the following questions. Question 1. What is the ratio of green to yellow? Okay, so the order they gave this to me in, right here, is the order I have to write my answer in. So green is first, and then yellow is second, green to yellow, okay? So let's go into this scenario and find the number of green. So how many green jelly beans were there? There are 2 green jelly beans. So the 2 goes first, okay? And we can use the dots if we need to, okay? So 2 green jelly beans. How many yellow? 4 yellow jelly beans. Now, sometimes you're not gonna find the answer, okay? It's not gonna look like 2 to 4, and I'll show you why. Let's write this as a fraction. 2 over 4. Now, if you remember when we do fractions, what are we supposed to always ask ourselves? Can it be simplified? And can 2 and 4 be simplified? Yes, it can. I can divide them both by 2 and get a ratio of 1 to 2, okay? So 1 to 2 is the true ratio, which means for every 1 green jelly bean, there are 2 yellow jelly beans, okay? So the actual answer is a 1 to 2 ratio. So you can write this a few different ways. You can write it like a fraction using the colons, or you can write out 1 to 2, okay? I like to write it as a fraction so I can remember to simplify the answer, okay? Because if I write 2 to 4, I'm gonna look at the multiple choice and it's not gonna be there because they usually do simplify the ratios down, okay? So I would personally write them as a fraction, okay? The first thing they ask for goes on top, the second one goes on the bottom, and then you simplify it, okay? I don't want mixed numbers, so just simplify, okay? Now, let's try the next one, okay? What is the ratio of yellow to the total? Okay, so yellow goes first, total goes second. So go back into your scenario. How many yellow jelly beans were there? There were 4. So I'm going to write it like a fraction just because I want to see, can I simplify? And now the second thing they want me to compare that to is the total amount. How many jelly beans did he have in all? He had 10 total. So 10 goes on the bottom. Now that it's written like a fraction, you can ask yourself, can 4/10 be simplified? Definitely. I can reduce it by 2 because they're both even, which will give me 4 divided by 2 is 2, 10 divided by 2 is 5. So the ratio is 2 to 5, okay? The other ways we can write 2 to 5, we can use the colons, or we can write out 2 to 5. Any one of those answers will work, but just make sure I would write them as a fraction, simplify, okay? All right, next one. What is the ratio of red to green? So that tells me right there which one goes first. Red. So look, they didn't give me red. How How can I figure out how many red jelly beans there are? Thought about it? We're going to add the yellow and green. So 4 plus 5 is 6, right? And subtract from the total. So 10 minus 6 gives me 4 red jelly beans. Okay? That's how you get the red. So now that I know that there are 4 red jelly beans, I know 4 goes first. And how many green jelly beans were there in this scenario? 2. Okay, so the answer is 4 to 2. For every 4 red jelly beans, there are 2 green jelly beans. But can I reduce it down? Definitely. I can simplify these by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And leave it there. A ratio, I need a numerator and a denominator. I do not want the whole number, so you leave it as is, okay? So the ratio is a 2 to 1. For every 2 red jellies, I'm going to have 1 green jelly, okay? We can also write it 2 colon 1 or 2 to 1, okay? Just like that. So again, if you have an improper fraction here, leave it as is. Just reduce the fraction itself down and then stop. I do not want a whole number, okay? Because we are comparing 2 quantities. This 2 belongs to the red jellies, and the 1 belongs to the green jelly. So they are separate. I don't want to put them together. They are separate. And you write it like that, okay? Good. Let's look at the last one I have here for you, okay? What is the ratio of the total amount to yellow jellies? Okay, back in our scenario, they told us that the total amount was 10, so that goes first. And the yellow jellies are 4, just like that, 10 to 4. But we need to simplify, okay? Can we simplify or reduce our fraction? They're both even, so I know for sure 2 will work. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Can I go any further? No. So the ratio of the total to the yellow is a 5 to 2 ratio, okay? So how else can I write that? I can use the colon, 5 to 2, or I can write it out, 5 to 2. Any one of those will be how you see your answers, okay? Just remember, keep it like an improper fraction. I don't want mixed numbers, okay? All right. Now, time for you to try it out, okay? So I'm going to put your scenario and you're going to answer the following questions, okay? So go ahead and press pause, copy it down, try it out, and then come back and see if you got them right, okay? Oh. All right, let's see. I'll use my red pen. Like this. I'll go like this. See if that works. All right. So there are a total of 26 students in class. Of those, 10 are boys. Okay, so that is what we know. We have 26 students in class and 10 of them are boys. Okay, let's look at question 1. What is the ratio of boys to girls? Well, they didn't say anything about girls here, but we can figure it out, can't we? If 10 of them are boys, how do I figure out the girls? Hopefully you subtracted. 26 minus 10, 16 girls. Good. Now that I have that, I can go ahead and do the ratio. Boys would be 10 boys over how many girls again? 16. Okay. Did you simplify? If you did, then your answer should have been 5 to 8, or 5 to 8, or 5 to 8. Got it? All right, let's check your second one. What is the ratio of girls to students? Well, now that I know the girls are 16, this should have been easy. 16 over Total students was 26. Did you simplify by 2? Try by 2 first. It's 8, 1, 3. Yep, 8 to 13. Or 8 to 13, 8 to 13. Good. Last one. What is the ratio of girls to boys? Now, kind of the same thing here. You're not going to get the same answer. Why? Because the order is different, okay? So here I want the girls first. So the girls was 16, that goes first. And the boys is second, which was 10, that goes on the bottom, okay? So make sure you do that one correctly. The order matters, guys. Let's go ahead and simplify it. And now we have an 8 to 5, not a 5 to 8, because they changed the order on us. So that really matters. So make sure you read it carefully. So 8 to 5, or 8 to 5, or 8 to 5. Okay? So in the ratios, I can't stress enough that it really does matter the order they give it to you in. Okay? So make sure you have that completed. All right, guys. That's all I have for you for today. Go ahead and submit the assignment and come to Google Meets if you have any questions, okay? We'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a great day. Bye.